it's Crystal here, and welcome back to Politics in Pajamas. I am actually in Florida today on some business for my day job, but I did want to hop on and talk a little bit about Bernie Sanders and some of the main arguments that I'm hearing about why people don't want to vote for him. If you like what you see, I hope you'll consider hitting the subscribe button and clicking like. It really helps me out, and it's totally free for you to do. So I'm filming this on Super Tuesday, and I have a feeling that Joe Biden's gonna have a really good night, which is a little disappointing, I'm not gonna lie, but I should have been expecting it, and we all knew that this was gonna come down to a race between Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, or at least the establishment wing of the Democratic Party and the progressive wing. So that's where we're at. It has quickly, very quickly, within the last few days, turned into a two-person race. So I think we're gonna be going for a while. I had been hoping that Bernie Sanders might come away tonight with an insurmountable delegate lead, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. That's okay. It doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that Bernie's not gonna get the nomination. It just means that voting is even more important, especially in the states coming up. And I encourage you to make sure that you're registered and that you're telling all your friends to make sure that they're voting as well. So I've been talking to a lot of people just kind of in my business travels and at the airports and things like that about Bernie Sanders. He's definitely been a hot topic. And the number one thing people say to me is, I work hard for my money and I don't want to give everyone else a bunch of free stuff. And I think that's really the core feeling that people have. I also hear that, millennials and Gen Z, they just want free stuff and everyone else had to work and we want everything for free. So I want to break this argument down a little bit and talk about why it's not the best argument and some ways that you can understand why not only is it not about giving out free stuff, it's about benefiting society as a whole and how that benefits you. So the number one thing that I say to people is, if everyone has healthcare, that benefits you. So with the coronavirus spreading all around, the last thing you want is for people to not go to the doctor because they're sick and they can't afford it, because that's how it spreads. And so even if you have health insurance, you're gonna be at a higher chance of getting it or any other contagious disease because people are not seeking medical attention purely for financial reasons. So you can see how that's just one small aspect of helping society, and then that also benefits you. But I also want to address the fact that it's not free stuff. Like, we're paying for it with our taxes. And millennials and Gen Z and all the people who support Bernie Sanders are more than happy to pay for these things in their taxes because they see the private industry with things like healthcare really looking at profit as their main thing. And it's not benefiting everyone, and we live in a very rich country and we still have people who can't see a doctor, and we just feel like some of these things should be human rights. And then there's things like public college, like should public college be free? And the way that I think about that is it's really just an extension of public schooling, and I don't think anybody thinks that we should not have public schooling. I think that's a very accepted thing at this point. And I think that in this day and age, college is the next extension of that. Almost everybody has to go to college in order to have a shot at the American dream. So we should be providing that opportunity, because everybody likes to say that you should all do it based on hard work. So if you're working hard enough to get into a good college, you should be able to go, and money shouldn't be the only thing holding you back. So those are the two big things. And then the other thing is climate change. This is not something that people who like Bernie Sanders want fixed for free, as they say. They want it fixed because if we don't fix climate change, we're not gonna have a planet to live on, and that's not good for anybody. So again, these are not programs or handouts that we're getting. These are things that benefit the society as a whole, and we are more than happy to fund them by paying through the tax system so that we can make sure we have a universal response to these issues. So like I said, make sure you go out and vote, and you have so much power with your social media accounts. Please consider posting your support for Bernie Sanders, links to voting. I'll link some sites down below to figure out if you're registered and where to vote. And I will see you in my next video.